So one thing that people don't know as much about Murata is that Murata is actually the biggest module manufacturer in the world, and they do power modules as well as kind of Wi-Fi modules. And what we're showing on the stand today is some new power modules, which are very thin, higher efficiency than anybody else in the market, and that's done by a new architecture that we brought to market called the dual stage architecture. What the dual stage architecture is that we bring the conversion down from say 12 volts to 4 volts via a charge pump, and then we do follow that with a buck converter stage, and that can lead to some extremely small, thin, compact modules that are more efficient than our competitors. It's about a third of the area of our competitive modules. In the two-stage architecture, work that would traditionally be done with inductors is now done with capacitors, which are a much higher power density in terms of conversion. So we can now make it into extremely thin, extremely small power packages. So if you think about communications infrastructure and FPGA supplies, they've got an awful lot of power supplies around them. So anything we can do to save area or thickness really helps the customers, makes smaller boards, allows for higher power density for the customers. Also, if we can make them very thin, you can use them on the back of boards instead of on the front of the board, and that lets you double up the power density again. So overall, we think we can save our customers about 6 times the area in terms of power supplies over existing solutions. People are finding that the power density that we've gone down to is just amazing compared to what's available in the market today. So we're finding that people are thinking of all sorts of new usage cases for it, from very thin form factors in terms of say a notebook power supply. We sell a lot to say notebook, laptop LCD screens for backlighting, and also just the amount of power density that you can get around an FPGA or a processor, which goes into every market. About the step changes, so now you're talking about somebody taking a piece of electronics that was 5-6 times the size, and now it's small, right? And that's a common theme throughout the whole show here for different technologies. We're talking here about doing this at low voltages and FPGAs, but also Murata is also showing things here to do with silicon carbide drivers and GaN drivers that enable people to shrink down magnetics in onboard chargers and for hybrid electric vehicles and electric cars. So it's a general trend that's happening that power electronics, by innovative architectures and innovative semiconductors, are shrinking down significantly.